Hello and welcome to the Irish Aesthete. Previously, I was talking about Frederick Harvey, Bishop of Derry, one of the most idiosyncratic characters found in late 18th century Ireland. In 1768, Harvey had been appointed to the Diocese of Derry, one of the richest in the country, and a position he would hold for the next 3.5 decades, although, especially in later years, he was very often absent for considerable periods. Earlier, in the mid-1770s, Bishop Harvey embarked on the construction of a new country house for himself, Downhill, located on a site overlooking the North Atlantic Ocean. But very quickly he became bitten by the building bug, and within 10 years he'd started work on the construction of another house, this one some 33 miles to the south and therefore further inland and less exposed to the harsh north winds. While the outer walls of Downhill still stand, the same is not true of this second house called Ballyscullion, because it didn't last very long. Even on a map dating from the 1830s, it's being described as a ruin. Fragments of the house survive in a variety of locations, like this splendid Corinthian capital, giving us an idea of what Ballyscullion looked like and the high standards of workmanship employed there. There are, for example, a couple of chimney pieces today installed in other properties which were rescued before the house fell into that state of total ruin in the 1830s. Again, they help us to understand how Ballyscullion was decorated and offer an insight into the bishop's taste at the time. Then there is this coat of arms. It may very well have adorned the centre of the pediment above the portico at the front of Ballyscullion. The portico is one of the most important parts of the building to survive. In the second decade of the 19th century, the portico and its 4 towering Corinthian columns were bought by Dr. Nathaniel Alexander, then Church of Ireland Bishop of Down and Connor, and presented by him to the newly built St. George's Church in High Street, Belfast. Supposedly, the stones were first brought by horse and cart to Lough Neagh, and from there travelled by cargo barge to make the journey to Belfast on the new Lagan Canal. Ballyscullion stood for less than 3 decades before being gradually dismantled. Today there are fragments only remaining of this extraordinary house. Located deep in woodland, the standing section appears to be part of a former quadrant leading from the main house to one of the wings. From this fragment, with ample imagination, one catches a faint whiff of Ballyscullion's appearance. Today, a rather different house of the same name stands nearby. The present Ballyscullion Park dates from 1840, when designed by architect Charles Lanyon for Admiral Sir Henry Bruce, who incidentally at the age of 13 had fought at the Battle of Trafalgar and went on to command the British fleet in the Pacific. Ballyscullion Park remained in the possession of the Bruce family until sold in 1938 to the Honourable Sir Harry Mulholland, first Speaker of the Northern Ireland Parliament at Stormont. It's now cared for by Sir Harry's grandson and his wife Rosalind. So what did the Bishop's Ballyscullion look like? Well, luckily we have a couple of images to inform our view, such as this one. The house is thought to have been designed by the owner's favourite architect of the time, the Cork-born Michael Shanahan, who has been discussed here before. And for those of you who know your English country houses, you'll find this one in Ireland looking suspiciously familiar. Why should this be so? Well, in the next episode, I'll explain all, and also tell you the fate of the Bishop's Irish houses. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for watching the Irish Aesthete. Goodbye.